Good evening, guys. Good evening. I think so. I'm live now. Let me check up with my system. Okay, I think so. I'm live. Yeah, good evening, guys. Welcome back to the last day of this boot camp. And yeah, obviously, we do not have much thing to cover today. Very less things to cover, and that too. We are just going to cover some tools that you would require for your web development journey. That's the only topic that we have today. So we'll try ending this as soon as possible. And yeah, probably the attendance form will be also shared earlier today, most probably by 7:20. As I told you, we do not have much things to cover. Okay, yeah, guys. So again, welcome back to the last day. We had a great boot camp for like 5 days. We covered most of the topics that we had on 4 days, and the last day is, as usual, some topics remains that are just tools that you have to use. Okay, so we'll just have some tools. We'll understand what all tools you can use for what all purposes, some debugging techniques, and all things. Okay. Yes, Kush. Good evening, Kush. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I think very less people are there for today's day or also. Okay, fine, guys. So I think so we can begin with that. Yeah, Anusha. Good evening, Anusha. And one more thing, if anyone has missed 1 day of attendance or 2 days of attendance, no need to worry about that. You can just like mark it up for today's attendance. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. So this is day 5, right? So let me share the attendance in advance. I will keep this attendance till 7:30. Okay, so you have half an hour. Whoever comes in, just mark your attendance. Okay. Okay. So let's begin. Let's cover what all things we have remaining. So till yesterday we were done with GitHub and we were done with CI/CD. We also wrote the code for CI/CD, and yeah, everything was done. So let's cover what remaining topic we have. So just tools that you need. Okay. So tools for development is the next only remaining topic. So first tool that you might be in need is the local editor tool. And obviously the best that you can get out of it is VS Code. You can try using VS Code for local editing and local whatever you want to do. So for that case, you will need VS Code. And if you want some suggestions of uh, what all extensions you would need, so I will also add something for that. So most probably you will be working with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For that case, most probably the tools that you would require or else extensions that you would require are like JavaScript code extensions. Might be case to run Git, you would need Git lens. ESLint will be one thing, and live server. So four basic extensions that you would require are these. So I will paste them up for you. And one of the most important one is the live server. Okay, so that's the most important one that you would require. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so these are the most like frequently used extensions. Apart from this, we also have more. Okay, yeah, that's attendance. If you want to mark, you can mark it up. Okay. Hi Adit, how are you doing, Adit? Okay, yeah, so these are the extensions that you would need. And yeah, after this, we also have some more. So as per the need that you want, if you're working with React Next or something else, you can also go for it. But as I have formulated this course for total basic, so these are the extension that you need. So first one is the ESLint itself. So it will just ensure your JavaScript and React code follows consistent syntax. Then prettier is not compulsory. It's just a formatting tool. Git lens shows detailed Git history and live server to run all the stable code that you have. Okay. Apart from VS Code, you also have options like Atom or other thing. So you can also go with Atom. It's also a very great tool. But in terms of simplicity, you can go forward with VS Code itself. Okay. Fine. So this was the first tool that you can use. Really, guys, we do not have anything to cover today, so I have to go forward with this part. And yeah, so the next thing that we have is debugger basic. Like, what are things should you follow for debugging a particular code? Okay, so yeah, let's complete that too. At max, I will extend this lecture for 30 minutes, and by then we'll cover everything. We'll also understand what assignment we have. So we already covered, I think so, three assignments before, and that will be the only assignment that you will be having to submit. Okay. Adit. Okay, great, Adit. Okay, we'll get in touch with you after this session, Adit. It has been a long day. Okay. Can you please repeat the second assignment? Yeah, I will repeat the assignments. Just wait. Let me complete this short part that we have. So now in debugger basics, if you are working as a new developer or else if you are starting your journey, so first thing that you have all the integrated debuggers in VS Code. Now you have code suggestion extensions too for the VS Code. If you want to actually have that up, you can just add it up in your VS Code extension list. It will just mark up the errors that you're making. It will just suggest the good, like better code for you. Okay. Now, you can set breakpoints on specific line of code. Now, this is kind of breaking down the code so that you can read the code. So, to make code more readable and easiness and readability, you can actually break the long code into short code. It's like you have a single HTML page. Let's suppose if you're writing in HTML, only HTML, in that case, the code might go till 3000 to 4000 lines. If it is a big and good site, it might go to 3000, 4000 lines. And obviously, you cannot break code in that part. So for that case, we have a React and Next over where you can actually divide the code into different components and work upon that. So that will be much better option where you can actually break the complete one page into many components, break the code. In that case, in that sense, you will have less number of lines per file, and it will be much more easier to debug. Okay, and next is step through code line by line to analyze execution flow. Now, obviously, if you are writing the code from your own end, you will not require this. That is analyzing the execution flow. You will actually know how the flow is moving through the code, but if you have code from some other sources, in that case, you would need to understand the code flow. Okay. Uh, Now remember, website. We have website. We will be having front-end UI code, and along with that, we will be having JavaScript logics. So might be a case the front-end UI code would be easier to debug, but the logic that you define would be somewhat tough. So you need to understand the execution flow. So whatever code you write, please first of all understand the code, how it is working, how the flow is, and how all things are working. Okay. So the next thing that you have is just, inspect variables and watch expressions to find where values go wrong. Now, this is completely for JavaScript itself. So whenever you are writing a JavaScript code, so you have to actually look into variables. So you define variables. Obviously, when you work with JavaScript, you will be defining variables, and wherever you will be actually defining a variables and expressions, you need to watch and if you do not miss anything out. Okay. So let's suppose you defined a variable named something at starting and later on you are actually not using that variable up, or you are using something else and you are trying to create a logic. So in that case, you will run through a error. If you're working with a Node.js and browser-based app, so yeah, that's the next thing. And yeah, these all are again debugging tool. Just give me a moment. Okay, so these are all the debugging tools that you have. Other than that, yeah, one. Okay, just give me a moment. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, and let's move forward. So, what will be so will it be emailed? Yes, then you will get it. I think so it will get emailed to you once you have submitted the assignments that will be given to you. Okay. Yeah, I will explain that part too. Just wait a minute. Uh, so I think so in the description you have a form to fill if you want to be a campus ambassador. So you can actually go forward and fill that form. So the support team will get in touch with you, and if they find it interesting, so you can be campus ambassador with us. Yes, Indonesia officials. Okay, today is the last day. Sorry, guys. So today is the last day, and the next thing, only thing that we have is now, so how you will be working with API testing. So the best tool for the API testing would be Postman that I can think of. So now, most of you, I don't think so, would have used. If you have used Postman, then great and well. You'd understand what workflow we have in Postman. So Postman is the best API testing tools that you can use. So be it whatever API you can think of, everything can be tested up with Postman. Okay. So if you're working with a backend service and you have created a API, so move forward with using Postman as a best testing tool that you can think of. Apart from apart from Postman, you will not get anything better. So Srijan, it will be best that see if you have the best option in front of you, why are you trying to explore any other options? So it's like you have best food in your plate, and then too you are trying to get something new. So so please, like you can stick to the Postman. It's the best option that you can get in this case. So what all HTTP options do we have in Postman? We have everything that we can think of. Abhinandan, I will explain you what assignment is. Okay, so you can just have patience somewhat. So in the REST API, what all options we can think of? So we will be testing REST APIs in Postman. So we can think of get, we can think of post, we can think of put, we can think of patch, and we can think of delete operation. So these are all operations get in considered for that case. So if you want to understand what all each operation is, so for get is mostly used to actually retrieve data. Okay, so to retrieve data you use a get request. If there's any spelling mistake you can ignore that. Then for post, to actually add data to the database, that is the post request. Okay, now put will be updation of already existing data, that is your put. So put will update already existing data. Swati, I will explain you the assignment. Guys, I will explain you the assignment before closing the session. Please have patience. Okay, so this was put, and then we have patch 2. Patch is also used to update existing data, but partially. Okay, update already existing data, but partially, not completely. So you will be updating some components of the data in patch, not a complete data. And delete, always, it's very simple to understand to delete a particular data. Okay, delete to delete a particular data, that is your delete operation. Okay, so yeah, these are all your APIs and API response or API methods that you can think of. Okay, so this was the testing for your APIs. Now, what is the next thing that I can think of? Okay, so if you want to practice this part, you can try any public API that you can get. So you can test it out through Postman. Now, the next thing is network tab. So I have to explain that. It's important. Again, this will work in case of when you're working with any backend services. Okay. So if you're working with any backend services, in that case, you would need this network tab. Now, what is network tab? If you want to understand, so network tab deals with all the API calls. So whatever API gets called while you are running a website, everything comes into network tab. It will show you what are responses you are getting and what is the time that it's necessary for the responses, everything. Okay, so what will things network tab shows? All HTTP request your site makes. So it will include APIs, images, and scripts. Okay, and request and response details like status code, payload, and header, load time and caching behavior, and you can also identify slow APIs, failed request, or misconfiguration. Now, how will we identify one minute? Yeah, how will you identify slow APIs? So the time that a particular API take to fetch a data, it will also be considered over there. So yeah, you can also identify slow APIs that you have. If some responses get failed, in that case also you can identify. Is assignment necessary for certificate? Yes, assignment is necessary for getting certificate. Now, how will you move to network tab? So for network tab, you just have to move to inspect. Okay. So in inspect, let's see. So in inspect, you will get options like element, you have options console. So in console also you're getting many consoles, right? So you are getting what all channels we are using right now, or WebSocket client. Okay, let's remove this. So this is element. Now sources, you do not have much. The main thing is in network. So over here you can see some of the requests. So along with request, we have a status type, we have type if it is fetch, if it is post or whatever, initiator size, and the time that it takes to initiate that request. Right now you can see whatever request is coming out. If you want to see much more detail about it, you can just click on that particular request. You will see what request URL is, what request method is, status code, and other things, everything that you actually need to understand a respective response. Okay, now where will we exactly use this? We are going to exactly use this for a case when we are developing a backend service. Okay, when you run a particular site that runs on a backend service, you will get this response in network tab, and it will give you a clear idea to understand how things are working for your own APIs. Okay, sometimes the API that you create is kind of slow. To understand if the API that you have created is slow, fast, or else is it optimal, you need this network tab and you need this all outputs. Okay, let's suppose I take an example of this. So I can understand that this is my request URL and the request method over here is get, and status code of 200 is what I'm receiving. So status code of 200 means everything is fine. Remote address, no need to worry about this. Reference policy. So yeah, origin, what is cross origin? If you're starting new, do not understand it, but later you will understand it up. Cache control, no store means there is no cache getting stored. And CF ray, you can skip that, and there are many other details that you will not actually understand. Okay, yeah, so this is the network tab thing. Other than that, if you want to go, you can also go into performance to understand how everything is working for your own site. Okay, so even Chrome and other things like Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Edge, whatever you can think of, every browser has a great development tools where you can understand how workflow is acting in your website. Okay, memory, no need to go there. Application, we do not have anything much. If you want to understand cookies that you're storing, you can go there. But yeah, so the main part over here is the network tab itself. Oh, Varun, are you blind or something? Yeah, Prachi, I will explain that part, okay? Guys, can't you see the attendance that's already pinned on the top? Okay, so the next thing that we have, okay, we had these all main concepts only. Okay, just remember, if you're starting new, just remember to have a local editor that you can use, some debug techniques, API testing you can go do with Postman, and the network tab. Okay, yeah, I will create a document. I have created a document that I will be sharing with you, so do not worry. Okay, so it will be shared with you in the group also. Okay, so now let me Yeah, is there any doubts till this point, guys? Not just this lecture. If there is any doubt regarding the last lectures too, you can ask it up. I do not have anything more to cover, and I just have assignment and the campus ambassador thing that we need to cover. So we just have three assignments, and most probably I'm setting the deadline as 11th. I think so. It's 11th, right? Just a minute. Yeah, it's 11th October midnight. So you will have 2 days, enough time to do any of the assignments. And as per I remember, I have been giving the assignments since the first day, so you had ample of time, so you can submit it by 11th. Yeah, guys, is there anything that you want to ask? Fine, I don't think so. There is anything from your side. So I will move to the assignment part and let me explain the assignment that we have. Just a moment, and I will share the screen for the assignment. Okay, I hope so you can see the screen and where we have to submit the assignment. I will tell you, just wait a minute. Okay, so I gave you three assignments on total. So the first assignment was to actually, 1 minute. Yeah, so the first assignment that we had was to deploy HTML, CSS, and JavaScript website on GitHub using pages in GitHub. So we did this part on the day two. So you can refer day two lectures if you want. So that's where I had. Yes, Dhriti, I can get back to you. Okay. Okay, the spelling of GitHub is totally wrong. Get Okay. So yeah, so the deployment part that you have that we already executed, you have to perform that and you have to submit the GitHub repo link for that particular task. Now the next one was I gave you some commands to run. So run these commands in your local system and push the code to GitHub. So whatever things you need to push, you have to do it up. And again, this will be the second repository that you create. So this is the second one. So I already pasted the commands in notes. You can get that commands over there. Now the third one that we had is create a CI/CD pipeline in the same repo. So the first repo that we created, okay, in repo one, I will name it as repo one so that you can understand that you have created for deployment. Okay, so the repo one that you created to deploy HTML, CSS, and JavaScript site. So you have to create a CI/CD pipeline similar to what we did yesterday. Even if the CI/CD is not working fine, no need to worry. Just try creating it up. We do not want any green signal for that. Even if we have a cross in CI/CD, no need to worry. Just submit that up. Okay. So total of two repositories. Okay. So I will write it up to GitHub links for all tasks, and the deadline for submission is 11th October. Okay. Okay, I think so. It's fine, and you do not have any doubts till this point, right? Just three parts of the assignment, and it's very easy. It will not even take you 1 hour to execute these all things. Okay. Yeah, guys, if there is any doubts for the assignment, ask me now. I will wait for 5 minutes. If someone comes back after 5 minutes to ask me what assignment is, what deadline is, I'm not going to respond to you. Yeah, so where to submit the assignment? So we will be sharing a Google form in your community post wherever it has been created. Okay, yeah, it will be shared in the group. So in the group itself, you will get a Google form over there. You will get a form where you can submit the GitHub repo link. Why do we need two repo? Can't we do everything? Just do, yeah, if you can do everything in a similar repo, just do. No problem with that. It's your choice. If you want to create two different repos, you can. Okay, I will edit this up. I will just write okay, the spelling of two. Okay, guys, I think so. You can do it in single. Okay, so I will just write it as single GitHub repo for all tasks. Okay, so if you are ready to do everything in single repo, then fine. Yeah, Kush, even if you miss 1 day of assignment, it's fine. You can get a certificate. Second assignment is still confusing for me. Why is it confusing, Shruti? You just have to execute some command that has been given. Yeah, Kush, have guys, don't you have patience? You just wrote something in the chat and let me have my time to read it up. Okay, there is some latency once you write the chat and once I receive the chat, there is some latency, okay, that we can think of. Let me have my time to read and respond to you. I will respond, okay? I do not have any personal grudge with you. I will respond. I'm building the web app for student login using Node.js and the deployment is also done. But the thing is, along the side, we are doing. Dhriti, what exactly are you trying to say? I understood that you are creating a web app for student login and that is using Node.js and you have also done the deployment. But what is the doubt that you have? Yeah, Zafar, but where will you exactly text me? Okay, so you have two different projects, one with Node, one with Django. Okay, so what's the problem here? Okay, okay. Yeah, fine. You can write it in parts. I will read it. And guys, whoever has not marked their attendance, please mark it up, okay? You explain about the Django. How can we go through it? So the Django project that you created, it's written by you, right? It's created and written by you, or else did you took up from somewhere else? Because Django and Node are two different frameworks, total two different frameworks. Django works on Python, Node works on JavaScript. So if you are trying to merge them up or if you are trying to complete them up together, it will be quite difficult. Swati, where were you when I was explaining the assignment? No, my friend has done that one. Okay, so you need to convert Django in Node if you want to go forward with the Node. But I think so if you are good with Django, just move forward with the Django itself. Why do you need to convert it? Zafar, I cannot give you any contact information from my side. So if you want to if you compulsorily want it in Node.js, so you have to sit down and understand the workflow first of all of the site. Then you have to create the services again in Node.js and work with that. Okay, you do not have any shortcut for that. Just sit down, understand the code. No, I need to know how it is differ like that. It's different. It's totally different. See, the services that you will create at the end, they will function similar, but the code that you will write is different, totally different. Django will work totally on Python, and Node is going to work on JavaScript framework. So the middlewares that you use, the code structure that you use, the syntax that you use, the way you write the code, everything is different. The folder structure and everything it will be different in between those two. Yeah, you have to submit assignment before getting the certificate. Yeah, this is the second one. Let me minimize this up. Yeah, Srijan, yeah, thank you. Just check the spelling before sending something. Submission link of assignment. Course, you will get the submission link in the group itself. Over there, you can mark submit assignment. Yes, Rahman, you will get all required documents in the group and community. Do not worry about that, Rahman. If you're learning something, just forget about AI. Just forget if AI is existing there. Because if you start using AI in your previous starting, then you're going to just suffer. Okay. So just start with the basic. Just struggle writing your code. Just be like you just forget the AI. Just open code editor. Just go forward and write the code using documents. Do not even think of AI's existence. Do not even think of taking suggestions from the AI. Get stuck everywhere. find issues, find solutions. Do not run to AI for the solutions too. You can try Stack Overflow if you are mad enough. You can understand Stack Overflow also if you are mad enough. Try going to GitHub sessions where like they discuss about many errors and issues that will give you a good perspective of how you can write a code, how you can structure a code. So whoever is starting new, please do not stick to AI. That's the worst thing that you can do. Once you know about how framework works, how syntax are written, and how flow will be, then you can take help of AI. But in the starting, just do not use AI. Yes, Swati, you will receive the assignment. You do not need to actually worry about that. One day of like attendance miss is not actually a very serious issue. Yeah, thank you, Zafar. Thank you for attending this session. Yeah, guys, what else do you want to ask? I have time, I will answer you. Yeah, one more thing about the ambassador thing. So we have already added the form link in the comment, not comment, but actually in the description of this video. So if anyone wants to join us as a campus ambassador, so you can fill out that form. We will actually get in touch with you and we'll understand like scopes and other things about you. And if things goes on well, and then we will move forward. Okay. Yeah, first assignment, you just have to use simple HTML, CSS. Yeah, assignment is must. You have to submit that. Yes, Swati, I already told about the assignment. See, we just have three parts. Okay, let me repeat it again, and I'm not going to repeat it once more. We just have three parts. The first one was deploying an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript website on GitHub, and that was actually we did it on the second day. So you have to do it similar. Next one was to run these commands on your local system and to create a repo. And the third one, we already discussed about these commands. And the third one was creating a CI/CD pipeline in repo and that you can create for deployment. So you can just do everything in a single repository. If you're not able to do it in single repository, just create two at max. Okay. Fine, guys. Is there anything else? Date of submission, you can see it up on the screen. It's 11th October 2025. You have to submit it by then. Yeah, no, sure. Thanks for joining the session, Anosha. Yeah, great, Kush. Thanks for joining with me. Okay. Guys, do you have any other genuine doubts, anything? Yeah, sure, but thank you. Okay. If you have, please write it fast, or else I will. Can you share the PDF? Yeah, Swati, the PDF will be shared with you in the group. Okay, I cannot share it right now over here. So it will be shared with you in the community group wherever it has been created. Okay, so you can get it up from there. So I'm removing the attendance form and I hope so you have actually completed this up. Okay, yeah. Okay, can you extend the deadline? No, Shobha. It's very easy assignment, Shobha. You can work on that, okay? It's a really easy assignment. You do not need any extension. Today's 9, you have 10 tomorrow, you have 11 day after tomorrow. So you have 2 days and you have to submit it by midnight. So yeah, you can complete that. Okay, fine guys. Now I think so we can I have to start from scratch. Yeah, sure, but if you sit down for even 1 hour, even from scratch, also you will be able to do it. Okay. Yes, I will tell them to share the notes. I have already shared all the notes with them. So most probably by today they will share it up. Okay, fine guys. So let me take my leave and bye guys. Thank you for joining all for this 5 days of boot camp. Let's hope if I take any future boot camps, we'll meet you when you send the link assignment. You will get it by today or not today exactly, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, you can submit it on 11th night. Yeah, Kush, I will tell them. I cannot command them. I can just tell them, okay, we must do all three questions. Yes, you must do all three questions. Yeah, Dhriti. Bye, Dhriti. Thank you for joining. And yeah, guys, good night. Bye bye. Have a great night and great life ahead. Good night, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll meet you again, most probably tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry, for any other boot camp. And yeah, fine, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye, guys. Bye, bye. Bye, bye.